Alright, today we are going to be breaking down somebody else's song so that we can use that to structure our song. And the reason that you might want to do this, whether you've been making music for a really long time or you're very new to it, finding out the structure and the format of a hit song or a song that influences you can be very beneficial to your music career, for the simple fact that you might be making songs that are amazing, but if they're 10 minutes long, a lot of people might not have a chance to actually listen to that. Whereas if you look at a Justin Bieber song, a Kanye song, Drake song, whatever it might be, and you realize where they're putting their hooks, when they're putting their hooks, their intros, their outros, all of these things, you know, it's basically math, but all of these things equate to having a really good, strong song that people can basically digest. Something that sounds familiar, that they're used to, but it's your swag, it's your sauce, it's your sound. The song that we're using today is called July. It's by my homie Quake Matthews. It was co-produced by myself and my friend Big Joe. The reason I'm using the song today is I don't want the audio to get stripped off of YouTube. So I'm just going to break down the song that I already produced, but I'm going to show you how I would take a song that I might hear on the radio, which this is on radio. I might hear this and be inspired by it and think, well, how did they do those things, or where did they do those things, and really break it down inside FL Studio. But you can also do this inside any program you use. So let's hop into it. I'm using FL20, but yeah, let's break down this song. So the very first thing that we want to do is, there's a bit of dead air off the beginning. You want to just get rid of that. You can either get rid of that by just chopping it off this way, or within FL Studio, you can actually hold Shift and just scroll with your mouse wheel until you get to a place. Then the next thing we want to do, once we think that we're pretty much at the start, is tap out the tempo. So if you right click here and hit tap, you can listen to the song. Tap it out. And then once you put on the click, I can see I'm a bit off.
Yeah.
If that happens, what you can basically do is just try and loop up the song. So we know that is just a little bit off. If we just move this slightly, boom. We know that right there is where the song is going to start, and if you look here, everything is now probably going to be on track.
Start of May, I can tell you felt the summer coming.
Boom. So now that we're on track, we can basically get started. So the first thing that we want to do is basically mark where the intro, the hooks, the pre-hooks, everything are coming in. So in FL Studio, and I'm sure you can do this in most DAWs, if you just hit Alt-T, it'll create a marker, or you can actually just come up here and hit time markers, and if you add one, you can just put, so I'll put intro, boom, so now we know the intro's right there.
Yeah, started.
That's where verse 2 goes. Again, you can right click, or you can do Alt-T.
May, I can tell you felt the summer come. Little did I know that you were really trying to run from us. Yeah, then I started seeing the sign.
Like, there's a great example.
Little did I know that you were really trying to run from us. Yeah,
that's the first time that we hear a kick.
Yeah, then I started seeing the signs. The warmer the followers was forming an imaginary line. Now this random text is all on your phone.
Like,
I guess the number's up. Random text is all on your phone. I guess the number's up.
The drums are gone, so you might want to even hear. Well, actually, we don't know for sure, but let's just see if this is the pre-hook.
Random text is all on your phone. And I should surprise, saying the sun's gleaming off your eyes. I can tell that you lie.
Yeah, so the hook comes in there, so I'm just gonna say hook 1, and now that I know where those drums dropped out,
now this random text is all on.
now when you start to zoom out, you can start to see that we're seeing the structure of the song. So let's hop back in. You can just click on these, it'll take you right to it. We'll go back to the hook.
For sure, I know that you lie. For sure, I know that you lie.
So there's a little part here that I can hear breaks down, and I can tell just by looking. We're over the 8 or 16 bars. So this is kind of like a little break, essentially, before. You can label it if you want. Maybe we'll do that just for this purpose. We'll just Alt-T, call it break. Oops. I saved it over here. I'll just drag it over. and
I can tell it's July.
boom, verse 2 comes in here.
The way you look at me makes me feel like a hypocrite, cause I know that you knock it up in the club.
Again, you can be listening to all this and realize,
but that sounds like the liquor talking.
We never heard that sound before.
Don't like admitting it, like fuck it, I'ma live life too if you living it right. But that sounds like the liquor talking.
So that's a new sound that was introduced at 1:35. So maybe you want to introduce a new sound within your beat or within your song.
You living it, everything in life except for you. When this season's in effect, we conveniently
and we already heard this before, so we know it's the pre-hook. Just added some claps.
This season's in effect.
Switch
we
it
can
up a little bit.
Through me as you replied. I can tell that you lie.
It's hook 2. This looks like it's double. It really should around here be ending, but it looks like it's 2 of them. So it looks like they doubled up the hook, which is great to know. Oh, end of the song.
I can tell it's July.
I'm gonna end there. Cool. So now we have a song that is boom, perfect. Outro. Just fades off. Exactly 3 minutes. So now scrolling back out, we can look at this and be like, this is a formula or a format for basing our song around. So now that we have this kind of template, what's really great about FL12 in particular, I don't know what you can do with it, FL20 in particular, I don't know about the other DAWs, but you can actually save these arrangements by clicking here. Right now it's called Start. And as you can see, I actually have a bunch of pre-done arrangements of Post Malone songs, Katy Perry songs, Justin Bieber. And these are all great because when I'm making a beat, making a song, it's really good to know, hey, I'm around 145 BPMs. It's going to be, I want it to be a 3-minute song. Well, the intro should be there, the hook should be there, the verse, the pre-hook, and I'm kind of studying the music. That way, when I decide to make the song, I'm making the song in a structure that's ready for a rapper. And you could be doing this exact same process with your music, because if you know the intro's there, the hook's there, the verse, etc., that's kind of how you can be laying out not only your beats, but you can be laying out your songs. And if you're an artist, you can be listening to a Post Malone song and being like, what did they do that makes this hook different from this hook? And you might realize that in this hook, there wasn't any of the backing vocals, and in this hook there was, and in this hook there was guitar, and that went right into a bridge which was filtered out. And once you start decoding and realizing what's happening within the songs, and you start applying that to your songs, your music is gonna 10x just in the quality, the sound quality, the structure. It's gonna be so much easier for the listener to straight up listen to, and it sounds familiar. It sounds like something we know. Also, it's great to have these different formats, because looking at that, and then jumping back to this Quake song, he started with a verse, whereas the Post Malone song, that started with a hook. So there's multiple ways to create a song, and if you're inspired by whatever song you hear on the radio, whatever song you see on WorldStar, whatever it is, you can actually break that down and be taking that information and applying it to your music. Especially if you're producing as well too, you can be realizing like, hey, no drums here,
I can tell you.
Only bass there.
Then I started
Then the
seeing
kick starts coming in here.
random texts all
Then all drums drop out there. Then a bunch of new sounds and instrumentation happens within here, and that's how you build up that arc to like creating, a perfect song. So I really hope that this was helpful today. I am actually going to, I'll include below a download link to my template for FL20 with the Post Malone, the Katy Perry, and the Justin Bieber already kind of mapped out. So I'll export this FLP. You can just download it below in the comment section, and hopefully this will help you guys kind of structure your songs. Also, don't get too confused with like, yes, it's a Justin Bieber song. You might not be making Justin Bieber music, but this is the stuff that like, a lot of people spend hours making these hit songs. So to use that formula, that template, and use it for whatever music you're making, you're just going to tighten up your songs so that they're kind of based around, that hit formula, that hit strategy that a lot of people have spent hours and hours and years kind of perfecting. So don't look at this as like, I have to make a Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, or Post Malone. That's not it. I don't want you to do that. I want you to take the best from these people, though, and apply that to your music. Hey, if you stuck around this far, why not grab some free beats? Hit the link in the description below, and I'll send you 5 of my best-selling beats directly to your email for free. Plus, if you join that mailing list, I'm going to be sharing with you a bunch of information that'll be helpful in your career, because that's what best friends are for.